This student was known as Big Daddy, but suddenly lost weight. When Tien was 5 years old, a doctor told him that 100% of what he eats turns into fat, and since it's a genetical problem, he would most likely never lose weight. However, ever since that day, Tien worked out and ate healthy food, as he didn't want to get bullied, but despite all his hard work, he never lost weight. And when he entered high school, he became known as Big Daddy, the protector of mankind. He was practically invincible, so everyone paid him and crowded around him as protection. And even though he never became a victim of bullying, he was very lonely. One day, 2 third-grade boxers decided to press Tien. But when he borrowed a metal ball from a classmate and launched it against the football goal, they ran away scared. Ever since that day, the 2 bullies have been observing him as they look for a way to beat him. They notice he stays in the gym until closing every day. So they barricade the doors and sets the gym on fire. At the same time, Tien has just realized he's gained more weight. But when he notices the fire, he began breaking down the door. When finally escaping, Tien suddenly passed out. And as he awoke, he'd suddenly lost all his fat and could barely recognize himself.
When Big Daddy burned away all his fat, he couldn't even recognize himself. In a matter of seconds, he'd gone from Snorlax to Marlin, and before understanding what happened, he heard police sirens approaching. Scared to be found completely naked, he grabbed a flag and sprinted through the city. While everyone was left speechless, he was feeling embarrassed as the attention felt different than what he was used to. And when he finally returned home, he noticed some dancers on television and tried to copy their moves. To his surprise, he could do everything perfectly as his body felt extremely light, but something was wrong. He was constantly hungry despite already having eaten everything in his house. So he went to his doctor, who couldn't believe his eyes. After he explained he was the same person as Big Daddy, and after doing some tests, the doctor was even more bamboozled than before. His body was in perfect shape as all his statistics were all at the median, which was so extraordinary that the doctor didn't know what to say. But on his way home, he noticed the girls being completely obsessed with him. However, the only thing he could think about was her changpan roll. He was so hungry, his stomach felt like a black hole, and even thought that if it continued, he would become a cannibal. Luckily, he noticed a KFC and bought everything on their menu, which even made him emotional as he hadn't had junk food for 10 years in order to lose weight. But this is only the beginning. The name is Burn My Calories.